Stugotz here for Upside. Like I've been telling you for a while now, if you travel for business, stop wasting time pricing your flights and hotels at the same old sites you used to go to. The only site you need is Upside.com. It's quick and easy for Upside to show you the exact flights you're looking for and the big-name hotels you want to stay at. You can buy them separately or bundle them together. That's what I do. You can even add a ride. And by bundling 2 or more selections, you'll experience the real magic of using Upside. See, the more you bundle, the more you save. The bigger the gift card you receive to places like Amazon.com every time you buy a business travel package using Upside. And their expert navigators are always available 24/7 through phone, chat, social, and email to help anytime before, during, and after your business trip to make sure it goes smoothly. Upside's the real deal for buying your business trips. You got to give them a try. And right now, when you use promo code Dan, you are guaranteed to get at least a $100 Amazon.com gift card on your package purchase. That's code Dan to get a $100 gift card free. Upside.com, the better way to buy business travel. Minimum purchase required. See site for complete details.
Buying tickets to sports and concerts can be way too complicated, but there is a better, simpler way to buy. SeatGeek is the smartest, easiest way to get tickets to live events. And right now, get a $20 rebate on your first purchase. Just download the SeatGeek app and enter promo code Le Batard today.
Guillermo, you good?
I'm good. You good? You good, Dan? You good?
I'm good. Chris, you good?
I'm good. Stu, you good?
I'm good. Mike, you good?
No. That was a horrible week.
What happened? You lost internet?
Yeah.
Tree fell down in your yard?
Yeah, my doors blew open.
Wow, really?
My doors blew completely open while I was a state away. I had a neighbor go over there and secure it several hours after the fact. Nothing stolen. Water damage, fine. But all things considered, knock on wood, we're doing okay. But terrible week. So I'm not good. I'm here.
So sweaty. So sweaty.
Yeah, he still doesn't have power. Luckily, my power came on. Roy, you got power?
No.
No power for Roy.
A branch fell on my wife's car.
Oh, man, that stinks.
Yeah.
I gained 25 pounds.
Stugotz, really, more than just about anybody. More than even Barbuda, a country that I didn't know existed. This hurricane put it on the map and then took it off the map all at the same time.
Yeah.
Stugotz suffered more than anybody because there was a period there where he couldn't make his bets because his internet was down. So nobody was hurt by Irma the way that Stugotz was hurt by Irma.
Really hunkered down.
Hunkered? Is that the word you were going for?
I think that's what I said, not what I was
you
going
said
for.
Hookered down.
I said hunkered down.
I thought you were being held down by hookers.
I did that too.
All right, so Stugotz is back. There it is right there. His first words, botched. He made me laugh during the break because he's like, Sergio Dip, why is everybody making fun of him? Do you know how much trouble I have in my first language?
Felt terrible for that guy, man. Seriously. He handled it well, but I felt awful for that guy, man. Talking's hard, especially in your second language. That's difficult. I'm not certain I'd be able to do that in my first language. I'm serious. I'd be a nervous wreck if they threw it to me on the sidelines on Monday Night Football.
It's early, but we got our first Stugotz was right of the post-Irma time.
Really hunkered down.
What?
Really hunkered down. Thank you.
Okay.
Stugotz was right?
Yes.
Holy, Stugotz was right.
You did gain 20 pounds.
Oh, man, I gained so much weight. I mean, those lime Tostitos and goobers, man. Wow.
You just raised your arm.
I'm fat. No, I'm fat.
I'm jiggling.
I'm not joking, man. I haven't stopped eating. Period. That's it. And then we cooked all the meats because we lost power on Sunday. And I just decided to fire up the grill at like 11 in the morning and started cooking everything. I was eating a sausage on a hot dog roll at 11:15 a.m. Sunday. I had two.
Cannot explain to the audience
how fat I am.
Well, just that you were talking. Let me just put for the audience in context what was happening out here. Stugotz was celebrating that he got something right. Okay, that he did indeed put the N in hunkered so that it wouldn't be hookered. And he was celebrating it by waving his left arm in the air, Joe Namath running off the Orange Bowl field style, index finger up in the air. And in so doing, Mike noticed that his midsection was jiggling because the arm was raised and because there was jiggling. And Mike just announced, you have gained weight.
How can you not notice? Like, you noticed it when you walked in. You were just being polite. You didn't say anything, right?
No, I didn't notice because I was just laughing how I didn't notice because you swaggered in here because you were category feces Stugotz. Like you were you came in here, you haven't been able to be Stugotz on the radio for a while. So you came in here and you started with your pontificating. You started just telling me, you did a little private show for me, but
I missed you, man.
You didn't miss me. You missed this.
I missed you.
It's not me you missed, but Irma and hurricanes are difficult. And I think most of you think to yourself, wow, that's capable of tearing families apart. But what I'm here to tell you is Irma tears families apart by pulling them apart and also by making them spend too much time together.
Yep.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I couldn't take another day with my dad. Love you, Dad.
No.
But, man, that was a real disaster in all of this.
I mean, I went to great lengths to get my father out of this city. Old man and all his damn pets, everybody out of the city. To great lengths. And we're sitting in a hotel in Texas, and my father says to me, as all of this footage is showing on television, you overreacted.
He's kind of right.
I mean, yeah.
Everything's fine, right?
But it is better safe than sorry. I really didn't want to be dealing with an old man chasing his pets through a flood. Like, yes, I've only got one chance to make that decision, and I better not be wrong. So I'm going to go ahead safe than sorry. Like, I'm all about risk versus reward and that stuff. I'm going to go safe instead of sorry.
Were you mad at Irma?
Mad at
Little
Irma?
let down?
Oh,
man.
Because it didn't hit Miami?
Well, because you were wrong, and then your dad's gloating the entire time. And then
You do like always being right. Dad.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Dad
told you we should have get in here, Dad.
So so I was rooting for Miami and all of our stuff to get inundated.
Not that. You were rooting to be right.
No, I was right. I was right by getting him the hell out of town. Any one of you would have done it.
Yeah. By the time you made the decision to leave, you were escaping at the time a Category 5 that was barreling down on Miami as a direct
I was
hit.
escaping the Keys.
Yeah.
Where 25% of stuff is gone or destroyed or damaged.
It was a bizarre storm to evacuate from because it was coming from bottom to the top, so you didn't really know where it was going to land, so you didn't know where to evacuate to. Things changed so much, so it was a weird storm that it was better and worse than we thought because everyone thought that we had dodged a real bullet, and then they were totally stunned when it jogged a little bit east, and you saw what happened to Brickell and downtown. And Coconut Grove and Kendall. There's lots of places
I didn't
that got
know.
nuked by this.
Brickell was a river. I thought that would be South Beach. I didn't think that would be Brickell.
I mean, I will say this. If that thing hit us directly, because I was on the outer fringes of it, and I got hit really hard, but if it hit us directly, man, that would have been...
Well, that's the thing.
I can imagine what South Florida would look like.
South Florida is totally bleeped. South Florida is totally bleeped if one of these things hits directly because we barely got nipped, man.
Right.
And you see that FP&L is everywhere. Like, this area will be gone. It'll be New Orleans. Like, it'll feel like New Orleans if this area ever gets hit directly. So we've got some sports to talk about here. Maria Sharapova is going to be on with us at noon Eastern. T-Boz of TLC is going to be on with us later in the show as well. Do any of you guys have good stories? I really did enjoy. The only thing that made me long to be on air wasn't sports, was just talking about all the videos that the hurricane ended up producing of people being interviewed and funny things happening live on television. Because everything on television was live, and so a lot of people were behaving poorly and clowny. So, there's a guy in a Trump mask running shirtless behind a TV reporter and then falling down in a puddle. There's another woman just punching a reporter, a two-piece, back of the head, front of the face.
Yeah, the guy in Key West who was going to ride it out on the sidewalk in front of his favorite bar wearing nothing but a snorkel mask.
Right. There was a guy here in South Florida who was saying that he had some sort of symbolic thing he was doing. He was going to tie himself to a tree and ride out the hurricane tied to a tree.
You had "'Cause We're Savages" kid when asked, he interrupted his father's answer when he was asked, why are you staying? 'Cause we're savages. And, of course, the superstar in all of it, who ended up being wrong, by the way, was the weather expert on Fox News that was talking latitude and longitude and decibars.
Do you guys have any of those sounds so that we could play it for the audience? How many of those sounds do you guys have?
We have a deluge of sounds we need to get. We're working on montages. We're just getting back up to speed here.
It's dangerous and it's entertaining when the weathermen are on the air for that long because they just stop giving a bleep after a little while.
John Morales,
yes.
I don't know if he's going to get.
Yes.
He's a superstar, but I don't know if he's going to get in any trouble because he was complaining that the simulcast on Y100 and somewhere else that they were playing music instead of his hurricane updates. And then they threw it back to the anchors, and the anchors were talking. You could hear John Morales in the background saying, "Bleep him! Bleep him!" As soon as they mention Y100, he's like, "Bleep him!" And except he's not saying bleep, and that's not allowed on live television or any kind of television.
He said that he got called in the office, and his bosses sort of congratulated him so they have his back. And they won't be fined unless someone files a complaint. And I dare you to file a complaint against that superstar, the sweet John Morales that saved lives out here with that real-time Doppler radar.
Everybody loved John Morales.
He was great. I mean, you had guys, like there was one guy, I think it was CBS, maybe Brian Setzer, who said, "I have no idea where this thing is going. I'm done guessing. I have no idea. It might hit us, it might not."
Craig Setzer.
Oh, Craig Setzer.
I think
My
Brian
apologies.
Setzer had an orchestra of some time.
It's still better than Phil Farrow, though. That guy. The guy in WSVN. That guy is just dreadful. I mean, every time I turned on WSVN, the hurricane, the eye of it was right over my house. Seriously. Just my house. Farrow.
John Morales needs to be careful that he doesn't get caught up in Brian Norcross syndrome. Brian Norcross, during Andrew, everyone loved him. He soothed us. It was so nice to have him. Then he became a legitimate anchor because he had so much credibility, and then he started asking for money, and now he's in Austin, Texas.
Semi-retired, but he did pop up on the Weather Channel. I saw him. Fresh coat on that hair,
careful.
too.
Just be careful, Morales. Now's your time to cash in. Just don't go crazy. Be careful. Don't let it go to your head. Don't get Norcross.
Oh, you got to see Norcross's lid right now. I mean, just gets out every morning and paints it.
What's happening with his hair? Tell me what's happening with his hair.
It's this weird, because his sideburns are white. Because he didn't get around to doing that part, I guess because his beard grows out a little bit. So it's sort of like an orange type hue that's going on. He didn't have that hair when he was down here. That's not the way that hair is supposed to age. Not sure what's going on.
Weird. Slanted, right? A weird slant.
If you notice, Skip Bayless, who also colors his hair aggressively, he has a heady play on every morning because he shaves his sideburns completely, as if he's a character on Star Trek, so he doesn't get Norcrossed.
Let me backtrack here for a second. What kind of state are we in? Do we have anything? I just want to ask some very simple questions. Who am I hosting Highly Questionable with?
The only guy available.
Okay, so you.
Me.
Okay.
So happy.
The next 3 days, baby.
All right, so Stugotz is Highly Questionable.
Yep.
What kind of sound do we have?
I'm really excited for this Jim Carrey sound that happened during Fashion Week. We can get into that a little bit.
I like that. Jim Carrey, Guillermo, put it on the poll. Are you worried about Jim Carrey? Because he's got some depressive Robin Williams types of tendencies. He goes spiraling off to a dark place. I find he's very high on my list of people that I find interesting in celebrity that I would like to talk to, but he's also a little bit crazy.
Well, how do you bounce back from what happened to his girlfriend?
Been through a lot,
suicide, and he had no idea that she was married, and that's just awkward. I have this Chuck Pagano sound.
I mean, we got our kicked, and credit 49ers and Coach McVay.
They played the Rams.
That guy's about to get fired. That's not good for the show, man. Not. He's about to get fired, Pagano. And we need him to stick around because we need sound like that. We really do.
We have Magic Johnson taking responsibility while not actually taking responsibility.
I knew that in my heart that we had tampered with it, but at the same time, we were warned. We did cross a line that we shouldn't have crossed. And Adam Silver did his job, and so I take full responsibility because I'm the president of basketball, and so this happened on my watch. It doesn't affect Jeannie Buss. She's been an excellent boss. I love her to death. I love working for her. But at the same time, you have to take ownership and accountability, and so I will do that. And would I admit we did something wrong? No, I would never admit that because we haven't, but at the same time, we have.
Wait, what?
Stugotz is strong at him.
Yeah, got you right at the end.
What the hell was that? What was that?
Lulled you.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
I want to go back for a second to Pagano. Has that ever worked? The whole idea of like coach in turmoil, we're going to extend him, nobody, job on the line, we don't think he should be back. And then, because we did that with Wanstead. We've done it like a few times down here in South Florida. Does it ever work?
Yeah, it worked twice with Tom Coughlin.
Yeah, it did work
That's a
twice.
good point.
It did work twice with Tom Coughlin.
The Super Bowl.
Riverboat Ron, too.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Give me the list. I'd like to hear the list because
that's a list.
That's it.
It's Coughlin and
That's
Rivera.
good. No, those are two. Both of those are good. Guillermo, are you still staying up with the Marlins until the 15th inning?
Oh, my God. Yesterday I checked it on the Marlins for the first time, and I was like, what the hell happened? They're like almost 10 games under 500 now. Like, what's happening?
Yeah, what happened is that I was right.
Okay, Kevin, for the grand prize of $1 million. What color is the White House?
I know this.
5 seconds.
Oh, switching to Geico could save you a bunch of money on car insurance?
Okay. Judges? That's true, Kevin. They'll allow it. Congratulations. You're a winner.
Woo!
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
Dan Le Batard.
Here is almost the only thing I know about the draft. The Dolphins got a guy who had Chewbacca at his party.
Stugotz.
What's his name? Chris Harris?
Charles Harris. It's a fine linebacker from
Stugotz is
Mizzou.
He's not a linebacker. Is he a DN, outside linebacker?
It says outside linebacker.
All be 3-4.
Yeah,
pass rusher.
4.840 from Missouri.
Does he have the skill set and the reflexes to be as fast as Stugotz is fining me when I get a name wrong?
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on the ticket.
Stugotz and I hog the microphone, so our experience might be slightly different than the shipping container filled with frightened refugees. But I think he and I are as happy to be back as you are to have us back. I don't know if the same is the case for Mike and Roy and Guillermo and Chris. Are you guys happy to be back working, or would you have liked the rest of the week off? Would you have preferred not to be here today?
I'm good being back. I mean, I could have probably used another day to clean up stuff, but I can get to that later. I'm good to be back.
I'm just happy to be out of the house at this point. Still got a lot of stuff to do at the house, though.
Right. The thing that made me happiest about that first segment was learning in real time that Stugotz was doing highly questionable the next 3 days, and his arms being over his head and jiggling, and then noticing that he has indeed gained 25 pounds because his arms were over his head, and he's like, no one else was available. He's just sort of
bouncing, man.
He was sort of singing it. Happy. I looked up at one point. He was riding a hobby horse. It was strange.
Oh, man. I think we're all glad to be back, right? Get out of the house.
Stu's been itching to get back because I'm not sure if he was really affected by all of this. He was hitting me up on Sunday. Hey, I can do tomorrow. I got an ICN. I can fly up to New York. Let's go. Let's do this.
I was just trying to pitch in, man. I felt like it was important for our show to be on the air, and I had no idea where Dan was. I had no idea.
There's also an opening in the morning in New York.
What?
Can I be real with you? I think I found Stugotz's latest scam, getting ESPN to pay for his recreational travel.
Tell me about this. Tell me about this. I can go to New York. Oh, I just realized that. I can go to New York. Give me an ISDN. Really?
Hey, I'll do a show from out there, but he was going up there anyway. So, hey, if you need a guy to do a show,
be there.
I love the idea of Stugotz showing up
number?
in a federal courthouse in flip-flops because he's used all of ESPN's travel money on vacation for his family.
Hey, I'm doing you a favor. Come on.
Honestly. The whole Craig Carton thing is like I'm watching Boomer Esiason, his partner, and I'm trying to learn for the inevitable time where Stugotz gets arrested. Right. And
he handled it well.
Yes, he did. He's like, look, I'm sorry, my partner's been arrested, and then I'm going to support him.
All right.
And, I'll help with bail. And I'll show up at jail and visit you.
Oh, thanks. Anything else?
Well, I got to see what I can't expect.
Depends
the
what you've done.
Right. I don't know exactly what you've done yet.
If I did what Carton did,
I mean, yeah.
And then I'm sitting there on the phone because you finally get a hold of me and it's a private conversation, which Boomer and Carton had. And I told you, hey, I didn't do it. Would you believe me?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. No. We came to your aid. It's because we just feel bad for you.
No, but wait a minute, though. Like, there's once what Carton's about, kind of. Like, just greasy radio is gross. And then on top of that, I'm going to go ahead and side with federal investigators. They don't probably have this one wrong.
Right.
That he was doing multi-millions of dollars in fraud and ticket sales. They probably didn't make that one up as some sort of conspiracy to take a local gas bag off the radio.
They're usually right. They do their research. I will only say this, that Mark Cuban was accused by the feds of insider trading, and he spent a ton on his defense and got off. But he has a lot more money than Craig Carton.
That is correct.
Yeah.
And a lot less guilt, I would imagine.
Yeah.
We'll say typically these things aren't a mistaken identity type of deal. There's something going on there.
Right.
Usually.
Yes.
We'll see. All the best to Craig Carton, unless he did it.
Right. Well, not all the best to Craig Carton. Like, that guy...
Listen, he's innocent until proven guilty. We all deserve that, right?
Yes. No, we will not extend that to you.
No, and I won't extend it. I won't extend it to him. No. This guy is like the face of everything I don't like about radio. Like, he's it, man. Like, he's the top of the list. Because it's not just that he's got all the New York Francesa Russo stuff, but on top of that, like, he's simply someone who cannot be trusted while judging others with unrelenting ferocity.
I'm kind of jealous.
Which part?
That he's at the top of your list. And the headlines.
You're trying to figure out a way to get back up there and bump Carton out of the way so that you can have the headlines?
Perhaps. No press is bad press, Dan. You know that.
I don't know that. I don't agree with that. I know people are saying
this is some bad press, man.
Yes, it's going to end his career. Yep.
But it's press.
It is press.
Nonetheless.
It is press nonetheless. That's true. What in sports do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
The Jets are uproarious.
Oh, man. A lot of funny things happen. So maybe we should do funniest thing from the weekend early and just have all that shrapnel go out and pick what's funny because so many things happen that we could see on our phones.
Yes.
Did you guys enjoy, though?
4 days later.
Did you guys enjoy watching hurricane coverage as much as I did?
Oh, absolutely.
Enjoy probably isn't the right word. I was addicted to it.
Right. I found myself just going back to it all the time, but I think Dan watches just about everything in a different way. You're always looking for the funny, right? You're looking for the funny in just about every story.
There was so much funny.
There was a lot.
It's just, you know how much I love the idea of disrespecting television's rigidities. So sending all of these people out into a storm with live television and then putting just random people on television. I mean, there was a Spanish television video in which I don't even have any idea what happened. There's a reporter giving a live spot and a woman behind her punches her in the head and then punches her in the face and they go away from her and the anchor just says, Dios mío. And that's all I saw. And yes.
What? When did this happen?
You guys didn't see this.
No.
All right. I got to send it to you. There is a reporter.
During Irma.
Spanish language reporter is on television.
Was there a shark on the highway?
Listen to me. I was not fooled by this. This was real.
There were bulls running through Davie.
So this woman is sitting there. She's doing her live report back to the studio. And I don't know what's happening behind her, and I don't know what this woman behind her is trying to tell her. But eventually the woman behind her gets tired of trying to get her attention, punches her in the back of the head, then punches her in the face, and then they go back to the studio where the anchor says simply, Dios mío. And I don't know what happened next or after that. I don't know. But it was just, I was always looking for that moment wherever it is that I could find it on television.
Yeah, send me that. I want to see that.
Yeah. Okay.
Steve Shapiro was out and braving the elements.
It was an epic meltdown. It really was.
Well, the entire time they went to Steve Shapiro, he's the sports anchor. He's a sports guy.
Oh, but I saw this. I don't think he was actually mad. I think Shapiro was just making television.
You think he was joking? You think he was kidding around?
He was kidding around about this, but it was a culmination of an entire week of Steve Shapiro not really respecting the whole job of being out there in the elements. He was a sports guy. Right. It's like putting Joe Rose out.
Well, but how funny is the sound?
Brickell.
Yeah, but how funny is the sound?
This is just Shapiro. I don't know how close he is to retirement.
All right, Phil, listen, I love you. You're the best. I've been texting you. You're the best, and you know that.
Here it comes.
Well, let me ask you a question. All right, listen. When the baseball all-star game was at Marlins Park, did I ask you to go out and cover that?
I was at home watching.
Oh, yeah, okay, Phil. Hey, Phil, when the Heat won 3 NBA championships, did I ask you to go out and cover those games?
No, you did not.
Phil, when the tennis is on Key Biscayne, when the golf used to be at Doral, did I ask you to go out and cover those events?
I owe you big time.
Phil Ferro, what the hell is the sports guy doing out in this hurricane?
We love you.
Are you insane?
Our thoughts exactly.
Yeah. He is so good looking.
Yeah, sun-kissed.
Yeah, he really is.
Le Batard.
You okay, John?
Yeah, that's a good question. I was going to ask that. Is everything okay?
Oh, cough. No, I have allergies, so it makes me cough.
Okay, no problem.
Stugotz.
You okay?
Yeah, are you okay?
Yeah. You okay?
Yeah, I'm all right. How about you?
I'm fine.
Thanks for your concern.
Thanks for yours.
I've never had anyone I've never met this concerned over me and my health, so I appreciate it.
Okay, man, I'm a big fan, man. I'm concerned about it.
It's funny, John.
No, I'm not okay.
Finally.
You don't care how I'm doing anyway. What the hell are you asking me for? You don't really care.
It's so true.
You don't even know me.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on the ticket.
All right, we're a little frazzled over here. That video that I saw was of some sort of vote. It was not of something that happened during Hurricane Irma, but I was getting all my funny videos at the same time, so I thought they were all Irma related. But just for the record, the reporter who was punched 2 times in the back of the head and in the face, and then it went back to the anchor, and it was Dios mío. That is an old video. That is not a hurricane video. Guillermo, I want to talk to you a little more about the Marlins here because while I don't want to gloat, I do honestly want your opinions on this. How in the future am I to handle that your team has a negative 6-run run differential, is chasing teams that are 10 and 15 games over 500. You guys are fooled by all the silliness that makes the Marlins 6.5 out in the wild card race, still in contention when they have 6 teams ahead of them.
Right.
How am I to handle this when you guys keep falling into the same pothole every year with the Marlins of thinking that they're better than they are, and you're always wrong? You're always wrong.
Not always. I mean, look, the Indians just won 20 games in a row. We could have done that. Yeah. We would have been right back in it, Dan.
Were we on the radio?
We could still do that.
Were we on the radio in 2003? I'm pretty sure you guys have been wrong about the Marlins every year since we've been on the radio. Every single year.
2004, I believe, was the debut of the Dan Le Batard Show. Whenever Chidi Ahanatu signed with the Dolphins.
So every year.
So you're saying that we've been wrong that the Marlins haven't won the World Series every year?
No. You always think they're playoff contenders.
They were.
No, they're not.
They were
for a time there.
They were, Dan. Come on, Dan.
They
were in it. They were in it. Yeah.
They were. At one point, they were 4 back. There were only 3 teams ahead of them. I mean, that's in it.
That's it, Dan. That's in it. Yeah.
So how am I to handle this in the future?
The way you did?
That you guys never take inventory of being wrong every year, and you always have the same opinion, and you're always wrong. You've always been wrong, and I'm always right.
Until we're right. And then, things flipped.
Well, right before the radio show started, I was wrong. I said that signing Pudge Rodriguez was like putting breast implants on a corpse, and when they won the title. But that's the last time I was wrong about them.
About anything.
You know, that's the last time. No, I was wrong about a hurricane video a segment ago. I'm wrong around here all the time, but I really don't know how to navigate this rah-rah. Like, this has been a frustration of mine since we started the radio show, that you guys do rah-rah, 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 rah, and that's what I'm arguing against.
You were wrong about Paul LaDuca.
Boom.
Yeah, because I listened back to that first show, and you were admitting that you were wrong about Paul LaDuca.
Right.
Yeah.
You said something similar. Now, granted, that team didn't make the playoffs, but they got really hot there for a while. Hot enough for you to say, I was wrong about the Paul LaDuca trade.
Oh, yeah. What a trade.
I do miss Dookie.
Oh, my God. Pinch hit, home run, first at bat. I remember.
I remember
turning call.
Oh. One of the great moments. I was there when Jeremy Hermida, his first at bat, was a grand slam.
What a bust that guy was.
That's true.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true.
That's true. Yeah.
I saw him in Tarpon Bend with Dan Ugla. Really? Ugla smokes a lot.
Man, that would feel like Jersey Shore watching a reality show of that night out, right? Just that night.
Oh, dude, I lived it.
Yeah.
I lived it. One night I went out to Automatic Slims with Hermida and Ugla. Woo! If we could put that in a time capsule.
Well, tell me a little more about that night, because I imagine that night is...
it was a Wednesday night.
Affliction shirts.
Yes,
that was around the time of Ed Hardy,
absolutely,
right? Yeah,
Hermida absolutely had an Affliction shirt. Extra stitching around the sleeves.
Automatic Slims. How were the ladies?
Did Ugla have a shirt?
Ugla did, but he was jeans flip-flop guy. Jeans flip-flop guy.
Jeans flip-flop guy. No.
There was
no
like
shirt.
a relief pitcher there that was there for a cup of coffee, too. Really? Automatic Slims heyday, man. I miss that place.
You do?
I miss Automatic Slims. Not the Miami Beach Automatic Slims that you're remembering fondly.
No, what you miss is your youth. That's what you miss.
No, I miss Automatic Slims too. Yeah, great music. Yeah. And LaDuca and Hermida. Yeah. Oh, what a time. Okay, maybe you're right.
Yeah.
What are the strangest? You guys are all Marlins fans back there. What are the memories that you have? What is the most pathetic memory that you have along those lines? Like remembering Jeremy Hermida's grand slam or Paul LaDuca's curtain call. What do you got for us, Roy? Roy, what do you got for us?
I remember Gary Carter doing a broadcast talking about the wild card standings in 1995. There were 13 and a half games out of the wild card. Why are you bringing this up? Even as an 11-year-old, I was like, why are you talking about this?
Guillermo, what do you have? What's the pathetic Marlins memory that you have?
4, 3, 2, 1. Oh God, no! I miss him. Is his eye okay? That was a bad injury.
I'm worried about him. I've tried to do follow-up research on him and see, is he doing okay? I can't find anything on him anywhere.
Well, Juan Encarnacion got hit in the on-deck circle by a foul ball in the face.
Was he at an on-deck circle or third base?
No, on-deck circle.
I think it was on-deck
for the Cardinals, yeah.
Yeah, that ended his career.
Dunzo.
That was it for Juan Encarnacion. Sad, but I did love that chant.
He was one of my favorites. I like so many bad Marlins. I picked so many bad players to be my favorites.
Juan Encarnacion is a thoroughly mediocre for me.
He had a strong arm.
No, listen.
He had a strong arm.
Listen to me.
A chooch.
Of all the players in baseball history, from Barry Bonds to, Buddy Biancalana, our most historic sport, the very middle on mediocre, standing and smiling with his broken face, Juan Encarnacion. The very middle. He is in the middle. Average. Thoroughly average.
Underrated player. Yeah. Really good
better than
defender.
average, yeah.
Remember when they started, because Lowell got healthy, so where do you put
Call
Cabrera?
Boog right now. Yeah. Call Boog right now.
But you can't give up Encarnacion's defense.
Yeah, he didn't move.
Yeah.
Encarnacion was out there patrolling right field. No one touched him. You had Cabrera, Conine. Yeah. He was not replaceable, Dan. Hollinsworth disappeared at some point.
You knew what you were
now
getting.
he's back.
Every time, you knew what you were getting.
Yeah.
You were getting average. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Average.
Mr. Consistency.
Mr.
270 career average.
Get Boog Shambi on the phone. I want to ask him in the next 10 minutes.
Easy everyday Encarnacion.
Yeah.
That's what we called them.
Chris, do you have some sort of crappy Marlins memory?
Everyone's doing the fish.
That's not crappy.
That's a great memory.
That's right up there with Muscle Boy. These are.
You got to put the fin. You got to put your fin on your head, though.
Pin guy.
Oh yeah, the pin guy.
Chris is no good at this game though, because all of the rest of you, The reason you summoned Juan Encarnacion's chant is because you guys know deep down just how average you were. You were celebrating the height of average.
No, get out.
No, and that one's
Average
good
players
because
don't get chants.
Oh, exactly. Well,
wait a minute. Actually,
do they?
Hold on.
I think they do.
Put that on the poll, Guillermo. Do average players ever get chants?
Aesop Troy waved at me once. That was
Ooh,
fun.
Oh, wow.
Dude was on a tear for April. It was looking like it wasn't a bad trade, but it was. Derek Leggett was good.
It was a bad trade.
We should have Juan on, man.
Well, we should find out if he's okay.
They haven't updated that story since 2007.
That's what we're.
I know.
A great mystery.
We should get him on.
Great stuff for
We should do that.
Everyday easy Encarnacion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just waiting around for Boog right now because you guys. I just think of Juan Encarnacion as among starters, right? I shouldn't say that he's an average baseball player because he was a starter, but he's just a perfectly average starter. Juan Encarnacion started for most of his career. He played many years, right? How many years did he play?
He played 11 seasons, I
more than
believe.
a decade.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you don't stick around that sport for 11 years being average.
I'm on Baseball Reference right now. Like the guys they're comparing him to, which is one of the things I love about this site, like Derek Bell, Jock Jones, Alex Gordon, Mel Hall.
Alex Gordon.
Jock Jones was also a Marlin.
Yeah, he was.
That was fun.
There were no big names there. Those were all thoroughly mediocre baseball players.
Consistent guys you could count on, Dan.
Yeah, you could count on them.
Mel Hall.
Twins, Jock Jones.
Mel Hall had some good years.
Average? Crazy?
What else? Do they have any other names?
Boog's
there?
on the West Coast. I regret calling him.
Oh,
Oh,
damn.
wow,
You told me
man.
that yesterday. I forgot.
Well,
That's terrible. I knew
well, this
that.
is going to fall on
That's
me.
my bad. My bad. He's in San Francisco. And he went drinking last night
Ooh.
with Sutcliffe.
I hope he has it on silent.
Wow.
Ooh, Sutcliffe.
Oh, man.
You can tell me Boog went drinking last night. I'll assume that he was drinking a decent amount, but then you add the
Yeah,
Sutcliffe
you
to
throw
the
Sutcliffe
equation. Now I know exactly how much he drank.
I just like Sutcliffe drinks every night. Boog just happened to be there.
Well, I don't even think it's a big deal for Sutcliffe. He just looks like he can take it.
Guillermo, put it on the poll. Does Sutcliffe look like he could take it?
I don't know how we play this clip. I don't know how we phrase that poll without people thinking it's something else. But regardless.
No, that's it. That's
Just like that, man.
Just like that. You
Yeah.
just does. That's it. Does Sutcliffe look like he could take it? And then we'll circle back around and explain it at the right time.
We discovered this clip because a while ago Dan said, hey, let's play some older clips that people maybe forgot about. And Billy was mentioning this clip, and I recalled it midway through, but I had erased it from my mind. And it has to do with like a September 11th tribute, but it was Hawk and Zaz interviewing Warren Cromartie. And they remember this?
They were asking him if he remembered where he was September 11th and how it impacted his life, and then it led to this.
Oh, boy.
I'm curious, Crow. I would imagine you were playing Major League Baseball, right?
No. I was in Melbourne.
You were in Melbourne, spring training
for the Marlins.
Playing Major League Baseball.
Well, what was it? 2001? Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah, I was done. But,
I feel like he's so young at heart.
They were talking about it. We were talking about, they're going to lift off today, this and that, and by maybe a couple hours after that, the world changed here a little bit. Oh yeah. Oh. Goodness gracious!
So what happens? You're at Melbourne. It's spring training.
And the talk about they're getting ready to take off in an hour or two. We left it alone a little bit, and whatever I did and come back. I know in a couple hours after that, people were quiet, panicking. There were people in shock, running around the building, and
no one had ever experienced something like this before. Like you felt vulnerable for the first time on American soil.
The family there watching it take off, and all of a sudden they see it like that, and it crumbles like that. It's still vivid, man. It's still vivid in my mind. I hope that never happens again, man. Can't be doing that. We got it. And they've been going up for a week. We're not going up no more, right? They shut it down. Is that right? We're not going up there no more. There's no more space. There's no more Columbia. We're not taking off up there no more. They shut down the.
Talk about spaceships?
Yeah. Are you confusing? I'm talking about the September 11th terrorist attacks on the buildings.
But I'm talking about going up. Are we sending people up
anymore?
Talking
about like the Challenger?
Yeah, I think we shut that down, didn't we?
I'm talking about September 11th, the terrorist attacks.
I already gave you my answer. You want to go to Zaz?
On the towers. Well, I had asked Zaz already what he was doing at the terrorist
attacks. What you doing,
attacks.
Zaz?
where did that come from? Why did that end up in your life this morning? We're just going through sounds, just trying to find whatever we got there, trying to organize. We're cleaning up debris after the hurricane, and that's what just fell in the pool?
A few years late on that, but we got around to it.
All right, I had never heard that before.
Spring training in September should have been a pretty big
That should have been the first clue, yeah, that they were headed in the wrong direction. Do you have other sounds that you guys, I don't understand where that sound came from or what that has anything to do with anything, but if you guys have other sound as we just clean up debris around here and try and organize our lives.
Sweeping stuff up. Oh, man.
Talk about spaceships?
Yeah.
You don't remember that?
I don't. That is the first time I've ever heard that. I've never heard that before. I can't believe that I've never heard that before. That's amazing. How do we get that in the national consciousness? Like that is amazing. They're asking Warren Cromartie, how did we not do this on 9/11? Oh, we weren't on. Okay, we need to do this today. Some point today, find a place where we remember 9/11 that way.
No, not the best angle.
Yeah, probably
I think
not.
the best angle is us just saying, what do we do with this?
Well, we can't use it. Is that what you're saying as a tribute to 9/11? Because 9/11 was Monday. We weren't on the air.
This is
we
one
can
of
say
those
that we
things we
missed
should
it.
flesh out on the air.
All right.
Let's gather our thoughts, please.
No, I disagree with you. I think it's so absurd. Listen to me again. They're asking Warren Cromartie, former Expo, current yammering person, Warren Cromartie, about his 9/11 memories, and he starts talking about the Challenger, the space shuttle.
Why did Hawk think that Warren Cromartie was playing baseball in 2001, too?
I mean, really, Mike, that's where your questions start on that clip?
There's so many things you can second guess about it.
Right, yes. I was at spring training September 11th. Doesn't make a lot of calendar sense. But that's very low on my list of things in that clip that I noticed. Just the idea of talking to Warren Cromartie about his 9/11 memories. Oof. That's about what you should expect as an answer.
Right, it's on you if you ask him.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask him something that serious, whatever happens after that, that one's your fault. You brought
Don't blame Crow,
you
man.
brought him on the air. You ask him for historical context on some sort of national tragedy. I mean, you end up where you deserve to end up.
Call me, homie.
What do you guys want to talk about in sports? Like, I love this Baker Mayfield story.
Oh, that apology is so lame.
Oh,
so lame.
But
man.
all of it is so lame. Like, he wins the game and he plants his flag in the middle of the Ohio State 50-yard line, and then everybody, that's old UM stuff.
But that part was awesome, the planting of the flag.
Yeah. No, but then everybody reacts in a way that makes the child feel stupid, and he's got to walk it back, even though it's very much in his personality.
Oh, we got Brian Kelly being Brian Kelly. College football's so much better than the NFL this week. So much better.
Man, I think everybody reacted to the Brian Kelly thing the way that I did, right? You gasped.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, all you do is lose, dude. How could you still be arrogant?
It's always someone else's fault.
Like, how could you still be arrogant? Like, all you do is lose.